If you love God, love people, and love real estate, you're in the right place. My name is Derek Forston. They call me Mr. ILF. And my wife and I, we go all over the world showing people how do you take folks from homeless to hopeful, and how do you do that in a shared living environment. So every Saturday at 10 a.m., we come live just to show you guys how can you walk off your job this year if that's what you really desire, by doing something that you probably already supposed to be doing. Most of y'all love God, you love people, and you've been trying to get into real estate. And that's what Shay and I want to teach you guys how to do. Tell the folks who you are and what you do.
Listen, I'm Shanya Shane Forston, better known as Shay, and I am an ILF owner and operator. And guess what? I do this out of a nonprofit organization model, a 501c3 that obtains grants, that gets a whole bunch of donations and a lot of other resources from external organizations that help us thrive as independent living facility owners and operators. And not only that, Derek, that opportunity and those resources that come into us help to better develop my ladies that I house. So I house women in the Angela Denise Foundation under 501c3. But guess what? My model is no different. My structure of my ILF, the way I operate my ILF is no different from the way Derek operates his. So again, I'm excited to talk all things nonprofit when it comes to the ILF model, as well as Derek talking all things for profit when it comes to the ILF model. So you're tuned in with the trademark holders of the independent living facility model, education, training, and consulting. So we are excited to share what we know, who we are, and how you can make an impact while making an income.
Absolutely. You heard the lady. So no matter where you're from, put it in the chat. We want to just kind of know where you guys are tuning in from. Shay and I are in the Orlando, Florida area, but our coaching is in 41 states. So we always like to see, will somebody mention a state that we're not currently coaching and pouring into? So everybody go ahead and put in the chat where you guys located, city and state. And once again, Shay and I are in Orlando, Florida, and we're super excited because we have an event coming up in Orlando, Florida. Yeah. We do a lot of events, a lot of lunch and learns, but we've kind of got this whole tour that we go on that's called ILF Anywhere. And we usually go city to city, state to state. And I usually kind of skip over Orlando because I'm here, right? But I want to take a pit stop March the 28th, and we're going to release the details here in less than probably 4 minutes. So this is the first time that anybody would actually even hear where to go to sign up. But as I said, we usually go to city to city, state to state. We've been to Jacksonville, I think, twice this year already. Yeah. Baltimore, Maryland is on the map this year. Richmond, Virginia is on the map this year. Atlanta, Georgia, Houston, Texas, Dallas, Texas. So we got South Carolina. Yeah. So a lot of places are on the map of where we're going this year. But I want to make a pit stop right here in Orlando, Florida. And what's cool about this one, y'all, it's going to sell out fast. And I'm not going to do a big one, right? I'm going to take the first 30 people that want to change their life, and that's who we're going to offer it to. And what's really cool about the one in Orlando, I'm going to let you guys tour, or actually, I'm going to let 10 of y'all tour our ILF of one of our ILFs. I am not bringing all 30 of y'all to my ILF. No. I am literally going to open up a VIP ticket, and the first 10 people that jump on that, not only will we do the lunch and learn, which is the first part of the day, but I'm also going to have you do a live tour of an active running independent living facility. And just, I'll put the secret out now. It's probably going to be at Shay's facility. So we'll probably take you to our women's facility, because we often like to show people, Shay, the one we bought. Yeah. We talk a lot about leasing and renting these places, and we got a bunch of them. But we love to also show you guys, what do you do after you've rented or leased long enough and you've saved that money up? How can you now go and buy a property? Because when you buy these properties, there is no asking for permission. Shay didn't have to ask nobody to do this. When I do these in my rentals, I got to ask for permission from that landlord if I can use his property. So that's the cool part about it. So again, March the 28th, put it on your calendar. I'm about to give you all the information right now.
I'm looking for it.
But March the 28th, and there's 2 ways I want you guys to get it. You guys can visit ilfconsulting.org. That's the actual website. And I'm also going to give you guys a prompt, meaning a word that you can text to a phone number. I think it's the word learn. Let's test it. 5 of y'all text the word learn right now to 407-326-0086. If that ain't it, you're going to let me know. But I'm almost 98% sure that if you text the word learn, that's the way you're going to sign up for the March 28th event. and it's called ILF Anywhere, and it's in Orlando, Florida, where you're going to be able to tour at least 10 of y'all, because that's going to be the VIP ticket. And guys, I'm making it so affordable, like so stupid affordable. Like, you'd be crazy to say no to this,
Right.
especially if this is something you want to do, right? And you've been trying to get into it, and maybe you couldn't afford my one-on-one coaching. Maybe you couldn't afford the collective. So for this day, not only can you come and have a lunch and learn with us and ask every question you have, and I'm also going to teach, but if you buy a VIP ticket, I'm actually going to allow you to come and tour one of our ILFs. So visit ilfconsulting.org, and I must not be wrong because Shay ain't said a word.
I'm
Go
looking.
to Alex's text.
I'm actually looking.
And it's in Hurley and Alex's text.
Wrong text, that's why.
And in fact, if you just do what my sister just did, well, actually, they put it in the chat, so that won't work. But if you text the word learn to 407, and if I'm wrong, Shay gonna correct me.
Hold on.
But I'm about 98% sure. But because of my AI bot, it's gonna give you some information anyway. So text the word learn to 407-326-0086. And guys, I'm telling you now, I'm only gonna take 30 people. This is not an event where we're looking for 50, 60, 80 people. I'm looking for the first 30 people that want to change their life. And then I'm looking for 10 people that say, Derek, I want to see it. Bro, this all sounds good, but Derek, I want to go to one of your places. I want to meet your tenants. I want to see how you set it up. And I want to ask more questions when I get there. Because Derek, I understand the classroom is different from the actual ILF. So, and watch this. Guys, it's so stupid affordable. Watch this. The regular admission is only $197. For lunch and learn, I'm going to feed you, and I'm going to answer every question you got, right? In a coaching style, very laid back. Come in your jeans and your t-shirt. Don't get all dressed up. We had a lady come to one I've been shot last one. She had on a full priest like prom dress. We was like, whoa. She thought we was throwing a gala. I don't know. This is a lunch and learn. Bring your jeans and your t-shirt and your sweater, right? But for the 10 people that want to see it, guys, it's only $297. For the lunch and learn from the ILF creators, and for you to get a chance to walk through, meaning I'm gonna let you be a little intrusive to my people. And that's why I ain't letting 30 of y'all come. I'm picking 10 people that get that VIP ticket. We gonna walk you through it. March the 28th, it starts at 11 a.m. and it's a one-day event. I'm not gonna stretch it out and teach you one day and then have you come back. We're gonna do it all in one day. I'm gonna teach you, I'm gonna pour into you, and then we're gonna drive to my property. And we're gonna show, actually, we Shay's property, because it's gonna be her program. And if I feel real good that day and I ain't gonna guarantee it, I may throw in a second tour of an active ILF, which will be my men's facility. But I'm promising y'all this. You will go to the one we bought, right? Because I want to show you guys the rehab pictures of what that piece of junk was before Shay spent $70,000 rehabbing it. So some of you guys have questions about fixing and flipping, right? Buying a property and fixing it to do this. That's what Shay did. Correct. And guess who was her lender? Me. I do DSCR lending, which stands for debt service coverage ratio. So you can go find a house for $700,000 and you don't need it all. You bring 20%, I'm gonna cover the 80. We go to the closing table together. We gonna say congratulations. So I am an asset-based lender too, if you didn't know that. So okay, if you find a building for $100,000 or $100 million, I'm gonna give you 80% of that because I'm a lender when it comes to asset-based lending. Some of y'all didn't even know that. Put a 0 in the chat. You said, Derek, you do that too? Yeah. Put a 0 in the chat if you didn't know that, because I'm getting ready to give it over to Shay. But I had to explain it on March the 28th at 11 a.m. If you text the word learn to the number 407-326-0086, that's how you sign up. And guys, it's going to sell out in probably less than 8 days. So if this is something you know you won't, check your schedule real quick. Book it and let's go, because this won't last long, y'all. If I'm only taking 30 people, and out of the 30, 10 of y'all that get a VIP ticket, you go tour it. So my team that's watching this, please don't let 17 people get that VIP ticket. Please watch that really carefully.
Max 10.
I only want 10 people to get that VIP ticket, my team. Everybody else, like, right, 20 or more y'all can come to that. Now, Shay, I want to hand it over to you if I'm missing anything.
Hold on real quick. So Katara said my mic sounds muffled. So Katara, let me know mine. So let me know, sis. She sent me a text. So let me know how it sounds now. Let me know, test.
And I just bumped Shay up a little bit too, Qatar.
Yeah, and I don't know, my mic has been muted because I haven't been in the studio, but I'm glad to be back.
Can y'all welcome Shay back? She been missing for a little bit.
I have been MIA, missing in action, but I am back. I think I done handed over to somebody.
I think she gave me the middle of this, y'all. Tia, you hear my little raspy this morning, Tia? I think Shay gave me whatever that was she had, which truthfully, guys, I think it's allergies.
Yeah, it's
the pollen is crazy. And where I'm living in right now, it's been raining for like the last day and a half.
Thank you.
And it's supposed to rain today. So
Zelinda Tolera asked, what is the saying that I say on a regular basis about stagnant? So information without implementation brings stagnation. So you're stagnant. And we know that still water stinks, right? So you want to keep moving. So don't just have information and not implement it. I
always love that when she says still water stinks.
Still water stinks.
Right. So let's not be stagnant.
Exactly. It's like a pond or a moat. Yeah. Something that just stinks. But yeah,
so y'all, did I get that word right? How many of y'all text that word learn right now to that phone number just to get the info and sign up? Because guys, I'm telling you, this gonna go fast. And I may do another one in Orlando, but I think we should. Maybe not. I don't know, but I just know that this one gonna sell out fast because we're not gonna do a big one. I want to make this super intimate. Y'all know me, like my real, like that real number. I love to speak out the sold out rooms, 300, 500 people. I love that. But when it comes to like these lunch and learns and getting more what I call intimate with the people, I like that 30 and under, right? And then the 10 of y'all that go to the house with us, that coaching goes deeper.
Yeah.
Like, how can I coach you on something you ain't looking at? Mm-hmm. So most people, the light bulb comes on for them when they do the tour. Because every time we do the tour, and my cameraman catch it every time, somebody says, wow, Derek, I hear you talk about this all the time. I'm on your YouTube. I join all the lives, but bro, being here, oh my God, I see what you mean now. And they all say the same thing. Derek, them people ain't crazy. Y'all, I never told you they were. Yes, we deal with a mental health population, but no, they're not crazy. Because guess what our number one rules are? You must stay medication compliant. Yeah. And y'all gonna meet some of Shay clients who are an absolute riot, meaning funny and like jokey and all of that stuff. And some of them gonna want to tell you their story. Yeah. Now, I'm not gonna make them do that. But Shay kind of already told them what's happening. And one or two of them are already ready to tell y'all their story. Now, if that comes, we'll let that happen. If it don't, we ain't going to push it. Exactly. But we want you to see what a running independent living facility looks like from the nonprofit standpoint. Take it over, Shay.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. What I love about having the walkthroughs done at the ILF that we own is because of the space, right? All of our ILFs are very spacious, but we have an area where we can just walk away and not be in the presence of our residents and be able to really talk candidly, right? Answer your questions, give you information on the why are you there, right? You can ask. My ladies at this house are very, like Derek said, very open. They love to have conversation, so you don't have to worry about, all of them except for, I think I'm getting a move-in on Monday. So again, they're just sweet ladies. You're going to enjoy them. You're going to enjoy the camaraderie. You're going to feel a sense of, the house is so peaceful. I tell Derek this, I had some move outs, and since those move outs, the air is lighter in my ILF. And it's not that they were bad residents. It was just the difference in mindset and the way you had to kind of tiptoe through the tulips around the other residents. And it made for my ladies to not feel super at ease. And now it's comfortable. Derek's mom and I spent the day over there on, I think was it Friday? Friday, me and his mom were over there just hanging out, sitting on the couch, talking, having a great time with the ladies. And you all will get to experience that as well. So I'm excited about opening the doors to the Angela Denise Foundation.
It's been a minute since we've done not an event in Orlando, but since we've allowed people to tour it. So we're really excited about that. And as I said, Shay likes to, I'm going to use the word prepare her people ahead of time.
Correct.
And I'll give y'all some other verbiage outside of this YouTube channel, the people that end up coming. But there's a specific message that Shay gives her women when we do something like this. There's a way that she words it in terms of even who y'all are. Wink, wink. Mm-hmm. And we'll talk about more of that with the VIP people. I don't even want to say that on this live channel. But you guys are going to understand that more, especially if you're VIP, when Shay tells you, what does she tell those women of who y'all are and why are y'all there? It's genius, y'all, how we do that. We're also going to let Shay share with you all how she pours the love of God into these women through makeup day, pedicure day, right? Manicure day, all of massage day, spoken word while aromatherapy is going on. So Shay does a lot of that stuff from the nonprofit side. This year, y'all, don't tell Shay, but I'm going to try to get some of my clients, my guys, to get haircuts from the lady that come and do her men. So I want to kind of steal. I'm sorry. So I want to steal Shay's idea, and I want that same pampering for my guys so that they can get a shave and a haircut.
And she's all for
Makes sense, everybody? Said that she'll do that. In fact, put a number 2 in the chat if you desire to start offering some of these extra things through third-party people when you start.
Yeah.
Shay, I remember many years ago when I started my program, one of the first things I started was a clothing closet. Yeah. And every piece of clothing came from my house. My older t-shirts, you know, the ones that I didn't like because the collar got too loose. The pants now because I lost a little weight. Yeah. The belts that I've changed over the years that I don't wear anymore. Those 6 pair of shoes that just sit in my closet that collect dust. Mm-hmm. That's where you're going to start your clothing closet from. So that's a great gem. I haven't said that in a long time. Every one of you, Jermaine, that has a housing program, clean your closet out today. Mm-hmm. You women are a little bit worse than us. Y'all will keep stuff for years that you don't wear. That's where you now turn that bad habit into something that can be given to somebody else that's going to cover your ILF with only the clothes on their back. Does that make sense, y'all? Put a 7 in the chat if that makes sense. Today, if you see a pair of shoes in your closet you ain't worn in 13 months, guys, we got to add that to your clothing closet. Watch this. So now when you introduce yourself to the case manager, you're going to say, oh, ma'am, not only do we provide a nice place to live, but we also provide a clothing closet, as we understand a lot of people y'all going to give us only have the clothes on their back.
Correct.
Woo! Now, Mignon, that's some good coaching, whether they admit it or not. Mignon's my big sister, right? Mignon, that's some good coaching, whether these people say it or not. Miss Tess, isn't that genius? So what we love to tell people, because we always going to show the love of God. Mm-hmm. Actually, I'm going to back it up. If you new to us, first of all, type the word new in the chat, because I'm just jumping ahead and I want to respect all of my new people. But we live by this quote. Watch this. We want to please God. We want to help people. We want to be respected by the community while we're doing it. And I also want you to make enough money to feed your family. Now, if you agree with that, put a number 2 in the chat, because that's what me and my family is all about. Every business we start, I don't care what it is. Does it meet these parameters? Does it please God? Check. Does it help people? Check. Will the community respect me while I do this and bag me? Check. And can I make enough money to feed my family? If you guys agree with that, put a number 2 in the chat, because I'll admit, if you don't, you probably on the wrong YouTube channel, because everything we do, every business we have, all 8 of them now, they all please God and help people. And just 7, 8 years ago, nobody knew who I was. And not because I'm so great. Forget about Derek. It's this housing program that's changing the lives of people. Does that make sense?
I'm sorry, this is so off topic, but it's so necessary, right? And this is, I'm sorry, guys, I have to, because my phone's going crazy. And this is why it's so important that when you start something and you brand yourself, make sure you trademark yourself. Because I'm literally going back and forth right now with someone that swears down that we're a part of some other company that's using our information. Mm. Like literally.
He's mad at us because
he's mad at us because, and I'm gonna go out there and say it. At Group Home for Newbies, apparently is using our name. They're using Forston Consultants in whatever they're doing, and he paid X amount of dollars, and he's coming to me for a refund. I don't have your money, sir.
Completely wrong company.
I don't do no business with no other companies outside of Forston Consultants, okay? So, sir, if you are listening to me, and this is the importance of trademarking, guys, because now guess what I got to do? I got to send a cease and desist to Group Home for Newbies. Sorry, coming at you. You cannot, like, this is
another topic for another day, but that's some great information. That's why we also trademark our stuff.
Like,
so anyway, welcome to our live broadcast. Don't wait to be great.
Sorry.
And we discuss independent living facilities, which we've trademarked, and things like that can be stopped because we got a legal team too. We'll talk about that stuff later. But if you love God, love people, love real estate, this is it, y'all. I am no different from your pastor. Your pastor loves God and helps people. He just got a microphone and speak to a bunch of people in a building. I speak to thousands of people a week through this internet, and it's the same thing.
Hey, I'm sorry, go ahead. Break real quick. I'll be right back.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll be right back, y'all. Sound like she don't want to tell me something, or she got to go.
I got to go ahead.
We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, what's going on, family? Please make sure that you watch our webinar, which is the first step to getting started. So just text the phrase more info, MOREINFO, to the phone number 407-326-0086. Don't type it in the chat. Don't put it below. Text it to that phone number. That way you get that free webinar, but also it leads to a discovery call with me and my team to see how we can get you started. So again, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, this is it. I'm back, you all. We're going to let Shay come back when she's done with that. The cool part about it is, like, I like it when live stuff like that happens, because that you all can see it, and you guys know how transparent we are. That is crazy that somebody's asking us for a refund or something he bought somewhere else. And that's why, guys, we are the best in the business at this. Had he bought it from me, he'd almost be probably thanking us for what we're doing. Because as you guys know, we're live 7 days a week, whether you buy something from me or not. God told me years ago, Derek, if I give this to you, will you go and teach it? And I told him, yep. I said, God, if you change my life, absolutely. So for all of my new people that have no clue who I am no genius. I was just literally a social worker that was just begging God to change my life using real estate. I saw a lady doing this the wrong way, y'all. And that's where I got the vision to do all of this. Here is me as the social worker, which now I'm y'all big brother. Right. So if you're new to me, 5 of y'all put in the chat, what's up, big bro? But this is me at my job, begging God to change my life. These are the conditions that he allowed me to see. So I love to tell people that God showed me my dream through a lady that was doing this the wrong way. So I saw a lot of the rats, the roaches, and the filth and the grime as the social worker. And as I was making $28,000 a year, God showed me a lady that was making 41 grand a month doing this. And if y'all can see these pictures on the screen, this is what I saw. And because I knew y'all weren't going to believe me, I took pictures of it. So can two of y'all tell me, because I'm not super techie, can y'all see my pictures? I ain't real techie, but can y'all see this stuff? Because Shay not here now. Two of y'all say, yeah, Derek, I can see this stuff. And y'all, I took a Saturday just like today, many years ago, when the girl told me, she said, Derek, I'll never teach you how to do this. And it was a lady that was coming to my hospital all the time to get these clients. And I begged her for years to teach me. And one thing I really like about that lady, y'all, she kept it real with me. She said, Derek, I'll never teach you this, bro. She said, you keep being the social worker. Talia, she said, Derek, you be the social worker and I'm going to do me. You keep sending those people. And one day I said, boy, enough is enough. And I took a Saturday just like today, around the same time, actually, probably 9 years ago now. And I said, wow, like, and I went to place to place to place. And the first thing that I noticed that it was a lot of people in one house. That was the first thing that kind of blew my mind. The first time I opened the door, I saw 13, 14, 15 people in one place. I immediately knew that was the wrong way. And when I saw a lady sleeping on the kitchen floor, y'all, that's what kind of took it off for me. And I'm honest enough to tell y'all, I sent the lady there. Now I'm going to just call her April today. I went and visited that place all them years ago. And I said, April, what are you doing here? She's like, Derek, you sent me here. And y'all, she was grateful just to have a place to live. I immediately felt bad about it because I had never seen the inside of one of these, what you call group homes or housing programs. I just was a social worker and worked behind a desk. And y'all, the part that broke my heart the most, that y'all, she wasn't even mad she was there. She was just glad not to be homeless on the street. And she took me, I said, well, where's your room at? That lady took me, Miss Rachel, she took me to the kitchen. And in front of the kitchen stove, she had a 3-inch mat about 3 feet long. She said, Derek, this is where I sleep at. And y'all, as roaches are running in and out of that bottom drawer of the stove, you know where y'all keep y'all muffin pans and y'all cake pans at? You know when you used to cook your cornbread in? Roaches are running in and out of that stove. And that's where her bed was, y'all, a mat. And she was paying $750 to live in that place. And as a social worker, I said, game over. I got to get out of here. Because guys, remember, this is the same lady that eventually showed me that she said, Derek, look at my phone. She went to her Chase Bank app and showed me 41 grand every month. Put a number 8 in the chat. If you made 41 grand a month, would that change your life a little bit? And the cool part about it, y'all gonna notice that the longer you hang around us, we don't talk about the money that much. I just got to tell you where it came from so that you don't think I'm some genius. Because we found out money follows ministry. Money also follows mastery, and we mastered the art of independent living, which is that shared environment for adults that are able to live and thrive without the need for staff and or medical oversight. So these are not group homes. These are not IDDs. These are not assisted living facilities. It's none of those things. So in less than me being with y'all in less than 30 minutes, do you guys understand so far that I found a housing model that involves the love of God, real estate, and you helping people, and it's not a group home? We're housing military veterans, elderly adults, women escaping domestic violence, and if this is your genre, teenagers aging from the foster care system. Now, some of y'all should be celebrating right now in your living room because you thought you needed a license. So did I for all those years. That's why I kept the job as a social worker. Does that make sense, everybody? Like just type in the chat, yes, Derek, this makes sense. Shane's coming back because she's over here whispering something to me. So I'm going to take a quick commercial break. I'm going to see who's this making sense to. And then we're going to come back. Today's topic. What is a referral agent and why should you start that first? Right here. All right, there it is. We'll be right back. Most people don't fail because they're broke. They fail because they're not in the right room. The ILF Academy is not another Facebook group. It's the cheapest and most affordable access point to learning the independent living facility model. In fact, my master class that I taught, it was over 3 hours and 58 minutes. I put that inside of this $5 group. And if you know anything about me, guys, only my one-on-one people get that kind of coaching. But I'm giving it to you all because I want no excuses this year that you didn't know how to get started. So the ILF Academy Elite is only $5, and I'm going to put the link below. We'll see you there.
Something he said.
All right, we are back. Shay is back.
I found out what was wrong, guys.
Being here.
I found out what was wrong with the audio. Somebody, Anywho, we're back.
It's always funny how she blamed me, and 99% of y'all know that I'm not the tech guy. But for some reason, it makes Shay feel better when she blamed me. That's a husband.
I didn't set up
Where
this
my
morning.
husbands at?
I didn't set up this morning.
Anybody a husband in here and you used to being blamed for stuff?
I did not set up this morning.
Most of y'all that know me, I talk all the time about like how not techie I am, and Shay's very techie. And she sets this up.
I did not set it up this morning.
For some reason, it makes her feel better when she blaming on me and something don't go right.
Did I set up this morning though?
But that's my life, y'all. But babe, truth be told, you are to set this up every time because I don't because of these glitches, right? And we say this all the time to each other, y'all. So again, that's just my life. I'm a husband. If you're not a husband, you have no clue what I'm talking about. Katara, what Chris said. Chris, I'm sure know what I'm talking about. Anyway, we are back.
So go back.
We are back. So Shay, let me go to the chat. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything in the chat, and then I want to jump into today's topic. And then I want to answer some questions for anybody that may be new to us. So, Also, don't forget, if you just joined us, we are live in Orlando, Florida, March the 28th. And if you text the word learn, LEARN, just that one word learn to 407-326-0086. And Mark, if you can put that on the screen, please. 407-326-0086 is the number that you're going to text. Text the word learn. That'll give you all the information to sign up. We're only taking 30 people because I want a small, intimate group. And then I want to take 10 people that get a VIP ticket. You guys will tour the ILF the same day. One of our ILFs, one that we bought, right? And if you get lucky and I feel good that day, we may go to 2. But I'm going to guarantee you that you're going to walk through one of our ILFs, one of the ones we purchased throughout the years of renting them through the years. We took that money instead of going and buying the Gucci belt and the Prada tennis shoes. We bought real estate. Does that make sense, y'all? So that's grown folk stuff. When you ain't grown, you will go buy the Gucci bag, the Cuban link chain. You'll do all that stupid stuff before you buy the investment. Yeah. We buy the investment. Then Shay want a bag, the property buy the bag. Oh, I hope that makes sense. That's some good coaching.
I don't think they caught it. I don't think they caught it.
Let me see. Anybody new to us or all y'all family here today? I want to also congratulate Jermaine Mills, who I saw in the family chat that just got his keys to his second property. Tess, thank you so much. I appreciate that. If I happen to say something good, man, I'm not afraid if y'all drop that super chat. Like, spend $1.99 on me. I'd appreciate that. That'd help us kind of keep going, keep us motivated. So, Tess, I appreciate that.
So I'm just looking through the chat as well.
Looks like everybody's family share. I don't see anybody that says that they're new to us. Oh, no, I do now. Trail Don't Well. Hey, big shout out to Trail. Trail, I saw your stuff on social media, big bro.
And Shirley.
Look like you're doing some great stuff too, man. So appreciate you being here too. Look like you're doing some positive stuff in the community. I would love for you to also combine the housing to it as well. Anybody else, Shay?
I see Shirley.
Miss Shirley, welcome. Let us know in the chat, both of you all, anybody that's new, where are you guys located? Where are you tuning in from, city and state?
Perfect. Yeah, they gave that a while ago.
Thank you, man. Shirley, I appreciate you guys being here. And also, man, if you guys love this information, share it with somebody else.
Yeah.
Don't be a crab in a bucket, right? Share this info with the lady that's at your church that's always feeding people. And she says, man, there's got to be more. What else can I do? House them. Because what she don't understand is that guy probably gets an income. We deal with people that receive SSI and SSDI, right? We're not always depending on some guy to have a job. Most of our people, guys, get a check because they either have a mental illness or a physical illness. So that gives them guaranteed income. And I'll admit, that's my favorite way of getting paid through real estate, or what I call something that's guaranteed. No different from our community-funded programs. Shay, can you tell them what is a community-funded program and how that worked for you?
Man, I should have just went and got those 3 checks, huh? So community-funded programs is a program. It can be a mental health organization. It can be some other type of nonprofit organization whose goal or who has received either federal funds, community funds, or some other type of grant funding to provide housing, but they do not have the housing. They have all of the other services, but they rely on a partner like myself or Derek, the Angela Denise Foundation, Second Chance Housing, to provide the housing. So what they do is they pay for the housing up to a specific set time. So it can be 6 months to a year. Sometimes it depends on the client or the process that client or the patient is going through. It may be longer than that. Prime example, Friday. I told you I hung out with my ladies. Part of that reason was one, to hang out with them, but also to meet with the case manager and social worker to discuss a transition from a program into another program for that resident. So that program paid me for over 10 months at my full asking price. And that's, my full asking price. We'll talk about that when you come to the event. And this month, 3 months, they were on the verge. Like, we didn't know if we were going to receive payment for the resident because of SSI, SSDI. She was not awarded. So normally once they get that response, they quickly cut that resident off from that program. Well, this did not happen. So when I went to go meet with them, they literally gave me 3 months worth of payments for this resident. And it was so grateful for everything that I had done, to even help her facilitate and navigate through that program alongside of her case management and social workers. So those programs pay the rent for the resident while they're either helping them get SSI, SSDI, or helping them find a job. So there's different aspects to different programs. And then you just have some that are a rent, what would you call it? Not rent, like a rent subsidy, right? And they'll pay 3 months of rent. So you just got to find those programs and be established enough with those programs to receive those payments. So, and that's what happened to me this week.
Does that make sense, everybody? Because when something's juicy good like that, I don't want that to fly over anybody's head, and I can wait on today's topic. Did that make sense to you all? Shay just said, here's the raunchy version. Somebody needed a bed. They didn't have no money or no income.
Correct.
Some social worker said, we'll take care of it because we have a grant at our hospital. Shay, if you got a real business that ain't called Shay Just House People, but it's called the Angela Denise Foundation, Shay, we'll cut you a check every month while she's there. Does that make sense? Like, is anybody lost on what happened and how Shay got paid? So when you guys hear us say, one of my favorite ways to be paid is a community funded program, that's what that means.
Correct.
That means I can help Tyrone when Tyrone ain't got a dime.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrone met some kind of criteria, Katara, that now makes him eligible. I'm not really good at saying that, but
you did a very good job.
Eligible to be paid.
Yeah.
And guess what? We teach y'all. Shay got a notebook this thick, y'all, and they're all full of checks that have been cashed. None of them say Shay Forston. Not one of them. They all say the Angela Denise Foundation.
Correct.
Shay, what did you have to fill out in order for them to get that check? It's called a W what?
W-9.
A W what?
A W-9.
A W what?
A W-9.
When you doing this the real way, somebody may ask you for a W-9.
Not somebody may, they will ask you for a W-9. Like, prime example, you talked about something that was so imperative the other day, right? It was 2 weeks ago when you received a letter from a program that you worked with that said, Derek, you got X amount of dollars over here. That's
$1,258 to be exact. $1,258.
And that's because you work with programs. So again, these programs ask for that information so that they can monitor stuff like that, those unclaimed funds. So
if I was just doing that under the table, Shay, they would have never called me and said, Derek, you know what?
No.
We realized that we shorted you $1,258. Yeah. But because they're doing their tax audit,
their reconciliation,
that showed they paid me and the check never went out. Yeah. They said, oh, we owe second chance $1,258.
But let me show you too.
That was a cool check to get. I didn't know it was owed to me.
But let me show you what this is too, right, Derek? And this is what I tell people. That was a government grant or grant money that when they did their reconciliation of funding distribution, they found out that they were heavy, that they still had funds that were not accounted for or were not distributed. And what happens is if they don't get that stuff off of their books, when they go for their next funding, enrollment or time frame, they can lose what they've pretty much gotten. Like if you don't use it, you'll lose it. That's the best way to say it. So if they don't appropriately account for those funds, they can lose them. So that's why it's important that you have a business. You're working with the right organizations that are asking for things like a W-9, because that just goes to show that they're serious about their business as well. And that they're going to end up doing exactly, preferably they'll end up doing what's right with the funds that they receive from these organizations and from their grants. So super excited about that. That was cool.
Good stuff, man. So I also want to make another quick announcement right before I get into today's topic. I want to know, anybody on this live right now that's in the Central Florida area, in Orlando or any of the surrounding areas,
Yeah.
There was an event that we attended yesterday, and I want to shout out all of the fellow ILF people that I saw there. As a coach, guys, I'll admit it done my heart good to see a lot of the people that were teaching and pouring into that. You came to that event.
Nice.
So I want to give a big shout out to the Roundtree family from Innovations of Hope. I want to give a big shout out to Haven of Grace. I want to give a big shout out to a gentleman that walked up to me and said, Derek, basically, you don't know me, bro, but I bought your DIY. I was like, oh, you're local? You're here? So, and oh my God, his name was
that the one that was texting?
The bright skinned guy with the dreads. He probably on here. Shout me out, big bro, if you here. But the main point to that is this. I was at an event that I'm always telling y'all about. It was called the Reentry Network. This whole event was like the jail system. What do you do with all of these inmates and people that are leaving the jail system that need housing? Yeah. And guess what the topic was? How can we better shared housing, co-living, and transitional housing? And what are the barriers? And there were all kind of different agencies there, Shay.
Right.
And everybody got a chance to introduce themselves. We met a guy yesterday that heard all of us speak and say, hey, man, I love what all of y'all doing. I'm the real estate guy. How many of y'all need a property to do what y'all do? Because I got a bunch of them and they all empty.
Jesus.
You know how many people
I'm mad I missed that meeting.
Want a property?
Yeah.
We got this guy phone number. We networked with him. If Daryl in here, Daryl, please shout me out.
Wow.
Daryl had a long conversation with him afterwards. So that's what I'm saying, guys. If you're not networking and going to these events that are surrounded by homelessness, transitional housing, what do we do? Every municipality, I did a good job again on that word, in your city is wondering, how do we solve affordable housing? Most of y'all have been praying to be the solution to the answer. Guys, this is it. Most of y'all been
the solution to the answer.
I said that wrong. the solution to the problem. Thank you, Shay. Most of y'all thought you had to start a church and you had to be a preacher to start your own ministry. You don't. I told you earlier, I am no different from your pastor.
Yeah.
Because we all love God and we love people. This thing is just also going to back you financially. You know how many small churches that should get into this, where the tithe and the offering ain't coming in as it should, like your mega churches. Can you imagine your bishop, your pastor getting into this? Because guess what? All the needs go anyway. To the church.
Yeah.
You know, Sister so-and-so homeless. You know, Deacon George lost his house. You know, so-and-so them finna get evicted. What if your church started an ILF or a shared housing program? Now your volunteer work can come from that.
Correct.
Now your housing goes to that. Now you start a food pantry, clothing.
But let me show you how powerful what you just said is, right? So Derek and I we're engulfed in our church, right? And there's a group that comes, reentry. They're actually not reentry. They're actually doing their community service.
Can we say the name or no?
I'm not.
No? Okay.
Yeah. So it's a, they're doing their community service hours. So why don't I'm there on site, for specific things on certain days that they're there? Why am I not getting to know these individuals so that when they're ready to transition out, I'm seeing their work ethic because I'm seeing what they do around the church. We're getting to see their mentality. We're kind of assessing them without them knowing they're being assessed.
Bro, where you gonna live when you come out with this program?
See what I'm saying? So I see in the chat, people are saying, wow, I need to meet people like that. You've got to set up time to get out and go to these meetings. These meetings will happen during your work day.
Tell them how many meetings came from that one meeting we went to one time, which was the same group of people.
Geez. We were in meetings I'm going to say easily for about 3 months. We were in meetings.
And that was part of the email chain that we get with all the meetings. Guys, I'm going to be teaching y'all this at the event March 28th.
Yep.
I talk about it a lot here, but I'm going to go deeper in terms of how do you get on that email list? Yeah. How do you know about these meetings to even to attend? And that's why I was so proud of the people that were coaching. I didn't call them and say, hey, you got a meeting and you need to be there. They were already there because of the coaching and the teaching. But more importantly, because my coaching is baloney if you don't follow it. They did something that we believe in that's called move at the speed of instruction.
Correct. Yeah.
Or if you don't like that word because you like the word instruction, Here go a better one. Move at the speed of revelation.
That's even better.
And revelation means when you get the knowledge of something, let's move on it now.
Yeah.
Because watch this. Procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give you more time for something he's already told you to act on.
Yeah.
So if you're taking notes today, write that down. Procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give you more time for something he's already told you to do.
I love that.
And most of y'all, it's to help people.
Yeah.
And get involved in real estate because it creates generational wealth. And watch this, not just for you, and for you to go buy a Ferrari and a Benz and a big house. I told you your prayer should be, and still my prayer, God, can you make me the biggest giver at my church? God, can you make me the biggest giver in my city? God, can you make me the biggest giver in my family? Because if that's true, that means God blessing you so much that you're able to do that. So we believe in that because some people are afraid to coach, do business. And, I want to make a little bit of money. I want to make a bunch of money because we're trying to build the kingdom.
But I want to say
because when you do God's will, he going to take care of your house. So if you do his work, guys, because Derek said, the Bible says the poor and needy will always be among us.
Correct.
And I am no preacher and I'm no bishop.
Yep.
God said, hold it. Last one.
I ain't saying nothing. Nope.
God said, you do unto the least of thee. That means the homeless, the displaced, the marginalized. God said, it's like you're doing a favor under me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's powerful. Shay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You took everything.
I ain't even got on the topic today.
I know. But the reason I just think it's important that we're here, right? Because a lot of times, and I'm glad I got those messages that I got beforehand, and y'all heard that, because a lot of times people feel like something doesn't work because they're looking for a get rich quick scheme. This is not that. You've got to want to work this thing as if you are working a true business, because that's what it is. Okay. You can be on the mountaintop for a year and a half and then end up in the valley season just because, but you've got to consistently show up in this space. Like, again, Derek, people think that it's, you just broadcast who you are, what you do one time, and the floodgates open. No, it's consistency. You've got to consistently show up. What does the word tell us? Knock. Don't just knock one time. Keep on knocking.
Break the door down.
So you've got to be consistent in doing the work, right? You've got to be available. You've got to make the time to get to these meetings. Everybody's like, well, this is a part-time thing for me. Okay, if it's going to be part-time, then that's how the money's going to flow. That's how your business is going to operate. It's going to operate as a part-time thing. If you make it
abundantly above all I can ever think or imagine.
Listen, you've got to consistently be in the rooms. It's not just, not showing up. Derek and I had a conversation not too long ago about, how often are we going to go back out and revisit our case management staff? That's a whole nother conversation, right? It's not once a quarter anymore. You've got to be consistent. How often are they going? I don't want my case managers to just see me when I'm picking up checks. I want my case managers to see me just to check in. Hey guys, I'm just checking in. How are y'all doing? Do you need anything? Any support? Any help? What meetings y'all have coming up? Do you need us to come and speak? Do you need any? Like, that's the working relationships you all need to have with the providers. Not just, hey, gimme. How can you pour back into them? How can you be a value add to their organization? What can you add to their organization? In regards to information, in your access, your availability. Shoot, if they're asking for volunteers for something, go volunteer. Just like we talked about the PIT, the point in time count. Yeah. We didn't get to do it because we had so much happening in the same week that we were unable to sign up, but we made sure that people that were under our tutelage went out. Go show up for these things, because it's necessary to get you in the room, get you around the people that are making the decisions when it comes to the houselessness in the community and in your city. So that's all I wanted to say, D.
Good stuff, Shay. I mean, today is one of those days, y'all, where I feel like a lot of this needs to be heard, because usually when I don't get to the title yet, Jermaine, that means that somebody probably needed to hear a lot of what we just said. So before I get to the title, are there any questions or concerns from any new people We've been together a little under 50 minutes. Are there any questions or concerns from any new people? I want to take some questions, actually. I don't want to go into the topic right now. I want to actually take a few questions, especially if you're new to us. If you're new to us, I want to take those first, actually. Yeah. Put in the chat if you have a question or concern. Shay, go ahead.
Katara, call me right after we go live. I'm free. This is the benefit of one-on-one coaching. Call me once we're finished. I'm available.
Also, the Suarez family, you guys were asking, could you start in a 1-bedroom, 1-bath? This is the only reason why I took these pictures, because I always like to show people what you can start in. Right here is in Kissimmee, Florida. This is actually one of my, well, not one of, it's the largest ILF that I have. If I want to put 15 people in this place, I can. It's that big, and it could actually go to 17. We max out to about 11 people here, and my average number is about 9. So like right now today, there's 9 guys that will be homeless on the street without me and my program that lives in that house. Here's another house that's really small. So to the Suarez family, you guys were asking, could you start in that 1-1 or that 2-1? And I often love to talk about our guy over there in Lake West, Florida, who to date, that's his smallest one. It's a 1-bed, 1-bath. And he's got 2 military veterans in it. Some of y'all may get bougie and fancy and want a big one like this. So the point is, I don't care what it looked like. Long as no roaches and rats ain't in it and the roof ain't leaking, let's go. We want to take people from homeless to hopeful. And what's more important, there's no license required to do this.
Right.
Now, here's that 3-bed, 2-bath, because right here, guys, is a 7.5. So obviously, the bigger the house, the more the bedrooms, the bigger the impact, the bigger the income. Just makes sense, right?
And if you own it, your overhead may be a lot lower, and you can minimize the number of heads in the property.
There's that regular traditional 3-bed, 2-bath. See how these houses aren't like, oh my God, like, and we're not really looking for luxury, even though some of us are going to go a little bit nice, and that's fine. But if you've ever heard me for 2 minutes talking, I'm going to always be on what the inside look like, because the inside is where they live in it.
Yeah.
The roof not leaking is what I require. Rats and roaches is what we don't want. Bed bugs is not your portion.
Correct.
And watch this, because I'm a good coach. All of that stuff has the possibility of coming. But the difference between us, meaning y'all that's watching me, we all are all God-fearing people. If the love of God is in your heart and you know it's roaches and rats in there, you wouldn't be like that lady that I saw that said, Derek, they either sleep in here or they can go outside and sleep in the rain. I would like to believe y'all ain't like that.
Yeah.
10 of y'all put in the chat, Derek, I wouldn't do it like that. And that's what I mean. And right here, I love to show this picture because we get this all the time. See that for sale sign in the window? Somebody bought this place and did it in a mobile home. So yes, manufactured and mobile homes work. Because again, if the inside is nice, like guys, I'm not so caught up on that.
That is an ugly green.
Here's a secret. This ugly house right here, boy, it's a mess.
That is the ugly green.
And put $70,000 in this place.
Yeah.
When you guys come to Orlando, Florida, March 28th, the 10 people that get that VIP ticket, not only are we going to show you, because we're going to have it on a loop on a big old TV of what this piece of junk looked like, but what it looked like today.
Yeah.
How many bedrooms did it start with, but how many does it have now? We won't even talk about that today. Shay expanded this place, Sean. So it's a lot of square footage in here. And right here, sometimes I see y'all, I almost cry.
The cul-de-sac.
When I used to be a social worker, when I promised God, I said, God, if you let me get into this and it changed my life, I'll go all over the world sharing it and I'll never take any credit.
Man.
This is one of the first houses that I got in a cul-de-sac when God gave me the whole cul-de-sac. It was one house. And I said, God, it'd be really cool if you give me this whole cul-de-sac. Lucky for me, or blessed of me, I had one landlord that owned 13 houses in one place. Watch this. That's my prayer for you. So when you get started and everybody under my coaching, and about 70% of y'all this happens for, talk to me, Katara. Talk to me, Jermaine.
And T. Sims.
Talk to me, T. Sims. Talk to me, Tiffany Richardson. Talk to me, Tiffany Henry. My prayer is that when you get told no back to back to back, the day that God does give you the yes for your first property, that guy or that lady owns the entire city, or they own 50, 60, 75 properties. And every time you need one, you get it from him.
Yeah.
So that you don't have to have multiple landlords. My prayer was the same prayer in the cul-de-sac that day over 9-10 years ago. I said, God, it'd be cool to get one landlord so I ain't got to keep explaining it to people what I do.
Exactly.
God, give me one guy that loves the vision. And he tell me yes every time I need one.
Come on, Derek.
That's my prayer for all of y'all. Put a 10 in the chat if you agree with that prayer right now. Father God, in Jesus' name, when these people get started under good coaching, can you give them favor with the landlord?
Yeah.
That one person owns multiple properties so that we don't got to keep asking people to do your will.
Yeah.
Put a 10 in the chat. That's an amen from you.
Amen.
Right next door to this blue house, and you can hardly see it, was the pink house where she started in that same cul-de-sac with 8 houses. And then the other ones were up the street from it. But that one guy owned 13 houses in one place. We had 8 of them in this cul-de-sac.
Yep.
How many that want that to be your dream?
So literally, we parked and just walked. Those were the days.
Getting out, just say, hey, y'all, I'm finna start my day and I'll be done in 8 minutes. Watch this.
Park in the middle of the cul-de-sac.
He going secret, y'all. Somebody won't tell you, but when they had a job at corporate America and I left my job, she was jealous of me because my work day would last 25 minutes. I say, Shay, I'm gonna go check on everybody and then be done for the day. And then I would go and eat lunch and go home and take a nap. Oh, she hated that.
I would call every day.
Sleep. I said, babe, what else am I gonna do? All my people straight, everybody pay rent. I'm going home. This is the American dream, everybody.
I used to get this. I'm not even gonna lie. But then even when I left, no. When I left corporate America and started living that lifestyle, I felt guilty. I was like, is this it? Like, we're done? Yeah. Like, aren't we supposed to be doing more?
Miss Shirley, you ever heard of that saying that says, don't be jealous, be next?
I was next.
Miss Dormaville, you ever heard of that saying?
I wasn't jealous.
Don't be jealous, be next.
I became next, okay? All right. So, Derek, we do have some questions in the chat. You ready?
Let's go.
All right. So, the first question is, boom, how do you connect with the community-funded programs? So, I tell everybody this, don't go into this just looking to only serve and service people that are falling underneath that community, right? Those community funded programs. They fluctuate. An organization may have access to those funds one year, and because of whatever situation or circumstance, it may not be the same next year. So I tell people, you'll find the programs. The programs will find you. That's the best way to say it. Yeah. When you're really showing up and you're consistent and people like what you do, they like the service you provide, that's when the community funded programs will find you. You may, fall into one by mistake or just, thank God, glory be to God, he points you in that direction. But for the most part, community funded programs are looking for consistency. They're looking for longevity. So they're not just going to say, oh, you've been in business for 3 months. Come on over. Let's do business. Right. And if they do, 9 times out of 10, you won't get the best residents, if that makes sense, because they're going to use you as, they're going to use you to offset who their preferred vendors don't take or don't, they know are not in alignment with our criteria. So just be mindful of that. But community funded programs, you just won't ask because a lot of organizations have multiple different programs within their one organization, and your information just kind of gets passed around. Yeah. And then that one program that says, hey, well, we pay for the bed, they may see that you've been consistent over here in their other program, and that case manager says, hey, I think you need to look into this organization. You're not really going to just go walk up to a community, a hospital or an organization and say, hey, are you a community funded program? Like,
do not do that, right, Shay?
Are y'all gonna write me a check? Right? We've had people do that, just so you know. But no, it doesn't really work like that. Yeah, and it's specific or clients or patients that fit the criteria for that. And it just depends on how many people they put through that program a year in their fiscal year. So it honestly, it's hard to find them, like to just look for them and be like, okay, this is a community funded program. This is most organizations have that branch.
Yeah.
They just you have to be welcomed into the branch, if that makes sense.
So phone call would sound like, if 10 of y'all put yes in the chat, I'm gonna give y'all what I like to call the raunchy version of what she just said. So if you're new to us, Shay is always gonna be, I like to give the raunchy version, or I like to say not even raunchy, but just breaking it down. 10 of y'all put yes in the chat. I'm gonna give a little skit of what a call like that may sound like. Because like Shay said, and it's embarrassing, a social worker told Shay one time, she said, Shay, you know, a woman had the nerve to call me one time, and she said, now I know we pay y'all sometime and we cut the check, but she said that woman had the nerve to call me and say, hey, do y'all get them government programs the way y'all to give me the check?
Yeah.
She said that let me know this lady wasn't professional. Like a seed on good soil. Does that make sense of how you wouldn't call a place and say that to Leah? You got the same name as my favorite niece, so you must be a good lady. Miss Beanie, like, does that make sense how you wouldn't call that lady and say, hey, ma'am, I heard y'all got that money, you know, that COVID money.
Now that was crazy.
A lady said, she said, they was calling it COVID money. Now, y'all, at a time, during that COVID time, they were cutting checks like crazy for how, like, I don't want to get in trouble on this YouTube channel. I'm gonna be talking about it more at that event, but they were cutting checks for people that wasn't even showing up.
Yeah.
It was like, man, you know, the guy never came. Said, Derek, don't worry about it. Keep the check. We gotta cut it. I said, huh? Derek, keep the check. I said, oh, okay. Anyway, but can I give y'all what that call may sound like from a social worker? And today, guys, I don't answer my phone. It's my assistant. I love the ring. I have to do that. My assistant, Jess, which is a virtual assistant in the Philippines, takes these calls.
Yeah.
But no different it was for her or me. It always sounded like this. Hey, Derek, this is so-and-so from Salvation Army. We got a good guy named Jerome Wilson, and he got to get out of here, Derek, in about 2 days. And Derek, he ain't got a dime. Derek, he ain't got no SSI. Derek, he don't have SSA. He don't have SSDI. Derek, he can't keep no job. But Derek, because he met certain criteria in my hospital, Derek, we gonna pay y'all 6 months for you to house him. And Derek, while you're housing Mr. Jerome, we gonna work on getting him SSI through the government. So Derek, you just collect the checks. We gonna work with him. Now, Derek, if he misses appointments and he don't take them medications, I'm gonna cut him from my program.
Cut him, yeah.
But Derek, if he come to the appointments, take those medications, Derek, I'm gonna cut you a check every month for your $850 that you asking for. Really?
Yeah.
So guys, even as my new self in this 10, 11 years ago, I was astounded when a lady said, Derek, Mr. Jerome ain't got no money, but we gonna pay for it. Really? And when she said, because I'll be honest, Derek, can you send us a W-9? I said, a W what? She said, W-9, you do have a real business, right? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, you know what a W-9 is? I said, yeah. Y'all, I didn't know what that was.
He was so green, y'all.
Coaches, a lot of y'all, I'm just real.
Derek was green.
I said, babe, some lady asked me for a WD-40. So I said, a W-9, boy. I said, babe, what is that? She's smart. She said, Derek, that just means you got to fill it out so that when they pay you, Derek, they can prove to the government that they paid you.
Right. The same way.
They go to you, Derek. They don't want that to count against their books. They pay that to Second Chance, which is my housing program. And see, I'm teaching y'all all. Y'all see how much I love this and how much I go deep into the teaching. Do you guys appreciate the insight to a call like that? Yeah. And lucky for y'all, my team gave me some voicemails that I may even play 1 or 2 today, just so that you can hear the other side of it, of what does it sound like when it comes through your phone line. Back on you, Shay. I think that was some good
I think
coaching.
it was great coaching.
You
Because a
guys
lot of
appreciate
times,
the insight on that phone call?
yeah, because a lot of times people want verbiage. They want to know, what am I saying to these individuals to get into that type of program? And it's not. It's like it's an unwritten rule that those organizations will choose and select who they want to work with in those programs, because it's
because they got choices, right, Shay?
They have choices, but what they also are looking for too is a good partnership. And what you don't realize is, because at the end of the day, they're held responsible for the chain of custody, the chain of I'm going to say the chain of custody of the patient that they're dealing with. So if they put them in a bad spot and they have to go back and rehouse them or replace them to another housing provider, like, that's a big thing for what they're doing. And what we have to realize is, when we're working with these organizations, we're a means to an end for a grant that they're on the line for. Right. So if we don't hold up our end of the bargain, it's not good. If we don't hold up our end of the bargain, it can cause them issues as an organization later down the line, or when they go to resubmit that application for that grant for the following year. They may be docked tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars because of the housing providers that they use that were illegitimate, that were inappropriate. So you've got to realize that you have a truly a unique and a pivotal working relationship with these organizations. So when you do show up, and you show up well, you'll always be on that call list for those individuals that need housing. So just know that.
Stuff. Shay, I want to do something with me and you both, and I want us to go individually.
Okay.
Trey Montreal asked a great question. I want to just know if that person's still here, because I want to thank you, because a lot of people ask this too, and I want to go kind of deep on this. I'm gonna probably go so deep, y'all gonna feel my emotions. Shay, read his question and already be thinking about, what is your thing that is a non-negotiable for you? I got one already. Soon as I see this question, Trey Montreal, immediately in my mind, it comes up. But I want to know, is this person still in the room? The question on the screen right now, shout me out in the chat if you're still here. I'm going to take a quick commercial break, and Shay and I are going to answer this individually. What is a non-negotiable for me in my ILF? And then Shay is going to talk about it, and I'll let Shay decide who goes first, me or her. We'll be right back.
David, I know you're not there yet, but remember I told you to act in faith, and while you're doing all the homework that I told you about earlier, always be looking for a property, whether that's on Zillow, Realtor.com, Facebook Marketplace, or word of mouth using your social media. Always be looking for a property, because you just never know when God's going to say, go, it's your time. Yeah, I remember that, but and you won't believe it, but I actually found a property, and it's in one of them HOAs. And see, David, I can tell already you haven't been listening, because that's one of my major rules, is that we never start an independent living facility in an HOA or a community association, because always in the fine print, it's going to say something about you can't run a business inside of here, and you can't not sublet, which is the entire model of what we do. Does that make sense?
Not concerning business. What's up, everybody? So we are back, and thank y'all so much for being a part of the live broadcast. Don't wait to be great. As you heard, don't be like my knucklehead brother David. Y'all didn't know I had a triplet, me, David, and Dennis.
Oh God.
David is a knucklehead, y'all, and we trying to get him right. Don't get no house in no HOA. That is against our culture. They're gonna kick all of y'all out. So don't do that. Watch this. Trey Montreal must not be here, but it's such a great question. I'm still gonna answer it. Watch this, y'all. And then after me and Shay answer, especially for you people that have an ILF, I want you to also answer this in the chat. I want everybody else, when you get your ILF, what would be a non-negotiable for you? So here I go, Shay.
Go.
What is a non-negotiable for me and my ILF? I don't allow my people to have company. They cannot have their friend, their boyfriend, or the guy they grew up in high school with 20 years ago at my house. Now, if Roderick want to come and knock on the door and ask for Mr. Leroy, no problem. But Roderick can't come in the inside and watch the football game with Leroy and kick his feet up on my coffee table. I do not allow company. I don't allow overnight guests. I don't allow visitors. My place is not a lockdown facility, so Tyrone and Jerome can go to the movies together.
Yeah.
They can go to McDonald's and Dairy Queen together. They can go chase girls at the mall together. They can't do that in my place.
Mhm.
I provide a shared living environment to be safe. That is not the hangout for their friends.
Correct.
Because I can't control their friends' behavior, but I got rules over my people.
Yep.
And what I usually notice about the population we serve, half of their problem is the company they keep.
Yeah.
How many times y'all grandmama said that? The company you keep is what gets you in trouble.
Correct.
Put a 3 in the chat if your grandmama had a saying about the company you keep.
Might have been parents
My
too.
mama and
too.
my grandmama always talked about the company you keep. We just happen to serve a population that's part of their problem. Their whole life, they pick the wrong company and they end up in the wrong situations, which derails their life. So one of my top rules at my place, no drugs, no alcohol, no overnight guests, no company. They can't even come visit.
Mm-mm.
Now, I did get a little laxed over the years that if somebody come and they want to just maybe hang out on the porch, I got a little laxed on that.
But not so sick.
Passing my threshold and going in the inside, absolute non-negotiable for me. And I'm done. I don't even go and see the chat until after you go,
so mine's is, again, I hate that you said that one because that's pretty much mine.
Yours too.
It is, but I'll go another route. No drugs and alcohol, right? I don't need it to be an open door for other people that have dependencies or have had addictions in the past to, like, even a bottle of wine. Remember at one point I had working individuals in my ILF as well as some recovery I had a mixed population, and I would not allow that working individual to even put a glass of wine or nothing like that. They had to abide by the same rules, right? There was no change of rules based on your social status or your economic status. So it wasn't that way. And it's because I want to make sure that the person that has had issues in the past with substance abuse or alcohol abuse does not fall into a trap because it's there. It's like a dangling carrot in front of them. So that's a non-negotiable for me. And I love the fact that I don't have to, like, I'm not doing drug tests. I'm not doing anything like that. My residents are well aware of the working relationship that I have with them and the open door policy, that if they feel like they're falling off the wagon, they can have a conversation with me, and it's not a reprimand. It's a how can we get you help? So that's one of the biggest things for me is no drugs, no alcohol, as well as no outside guests, right? I house women. What happens if somebody's abusive boyfriend comes around and not only abuses her, but starts abusing other women in the house? Like, that's a whole thing.
Not having that.
Like, safety is tops, and not only for the people that we house, but also for us, right? So what if I'm there one day and hey, I don't need no problems, and they don't want no issues. So again, you just want to make sure that there's a safety standard for everybody that you're housing.
All right, good stuff. So now I'm gonna look in the chat. Did anybody else put anything in the chat? Shay, if they did, can we read those one by one? And if you haven't yet, put in the chat when you start your ILF or your housing program, what would be a non-negotiable for you in terms of your rules and your structure? Check the chat, Miss Shay.
I am.
And while Shay's
so I love this. So Synergy Transport said, if the community funded program stopped paying after a couple of months, how do you continue to house the individual? So we'll go in depth in that because it's a lot behind that, and it's all about your language, right? The community program knows, and they're informing the resident of, hey, this is a temporary housing situation until one of two of these situations take place. You either get SSI, SSDI, or you get a job. So it's up to that individual to, if they go if they do get their SSI, SSDI, they're aware of knowing that they're now meant to pay their own rent. If they don't, this community funded program, like I said, and I'll share, can I share my example from my lady?
Actually, that's going to be for the event.
Okay, so I'll share that. Okay.
I want you to go deeper at the event. What are you doing with one specific client?
Correct.
I also want you to bring the checks to show the people.
Correct.
That's why the VIP ticket, guys, is going to be so important. because I want Shay to make one example out of one of her people, and I want her to show you the paperwork behind it.
Correct.
And what is she doing?
Yeah.
She's got this quote that says, "A heart behind every door." Behind this situation, your question, Shay's heart has got to be behind what's happening to one of her tenants. And I want her to talk about that at the event first. Then I don't care if you go live on YouTube.
Right. But technically, 100%. So just make a note.
Yep.
Mario, make a note.
Remind Shay of that. If you're coming, say, Shay, don't forget to tell me what you said on YouTube that day.
About the,
But Mars, still make that as a note for Shay not to bring that up and make a point and just write the word PAM next to it.
Right.
To remind Shay of what to
technically, again, information is given from the organization standpoint of what's going to happen if they don't follow through or if they don't obtain those funds. And we also have a conversation with the case manager and the resident so that they know these are the expectations. So you set the expectations well before they even get a yes. And if they can't comply with those expectations, then you know it's not a good fit. And you tell the case manager, hey, I don't think this is going to be a good fit, period. All right. So next. I'm going back through the chat.
Trey Montreal say, yeah. So did that make sense to you how we both answered that, or from my answer? Right? Those are non-negotiable. So put in the chat if you agree with that. Because sometimes when we say that, somebody, Derek, why they can't have guests? Or Derek, why they can't just drink wine? So if you do disagree with that, I'm not a Democratic forum here. I want y'all to give me your opinion on that so that we can coach from it. Because I like to see other people's insight.
Understanding. Like, why would you think
even we don't agree, I still want to hear it. Because one lady challenged us and said, well, Derek, why they just can have a glass of wine in the evening and have a little company?
No.
Really?
Because now you got a freak off.
Right?
No, you got a whole freak off in my ILF. No, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. Because what you don't realize is that things tend to spill over in the shared housing in this model, right? Good things, bad things. So you've got to kind of set precedents for the good things to be the thing that spill over and not the negative things. So I know we always get that. We get a lot of pushback on guests. So guess what? In one of the properties I own. So if somebody comes and hangs out and falls, slips and falls, hurts themselves, they can sue the house, the LLC that owns the property, and they can also sue my organization. I'm not even opening myself up to that liability, right? I'm already at a high likelihood for liability with the residents I already serve and I'm housing. I don't need no added liability. No, I don't want it. Don't want it. Yeah. If there's people rendering services, they also sign documentation, right? That they're coming onto a private property and it's in their documentation from these companies, right? Whether it's a home health aid or any of that. So we're not held liable for that. But again, you want to minimize liability. I tell people all the time, shared housing space is high. It's a high probability for liability. It just is. That's just what it is. You've got all of these individuals, different personalities, all sorts of stuff, and you have to do the best you can to minimize that open-ended liability.
Let's take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
If this is your first time ever joining us, first of all, I want to say thank you. Second of all, I hope you're enjoying the content. But probably most importantly, I want you guys to text more info to the phone number 407-326-0086. That's going to give you our introductory webinar that breaks all of this down. And it also gives you a call with someone on our team to answer every question you have before moving forward. Because remember, I don't want you to buy nothing before you have a clear understanding of what this is and how to operate it. So one more time, text only these two words, more info, to 407-326-0086, and you will get an immediate download. You click that, you put your name, email address, and phone number, instant download. After watching that webinar, which is about 55 minutes long, first of all, it's going to change your life.
Second of all, make sure you book that call, and then you join us 7 days a week on our YouTube channel right here at Forston Consultants, and we'll see you on the other side of success. Let's go. Most people don't fail because they're broke. They fail because they're not in the right room. The ILF Academy is not another Facebook group. It's the cheapest and most affordable access point to learning the independent living facility model. In fact, my master class that I taught, it was over 3 hours and 58 minutes. I put that inside of this $5 group. And if you know anything about me, guys, only my one-on-one people get that kind of coaching. But I'm giving it to you all because I want no excuses this year that you didn't know how to get started. So the ILF Academy Elite is only $5, and I'm going to put the link below. We'll see you there. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. And y'all heard the guy. 2 things that all of y'all need to do, especially my new people. Make sure you text that phrase "more info" to that phone number. That breaks down everything. And then make sure if you don't buy the one-on-one coaching, at least join my $5 group. For the first time in life this year, I actually I put the information in a $5 group that I never would do normally. Yeah. You got to have my one-on-one coaching for that. But in 2026, y'all, I built a $5 group. And if you text the word 5 to that phone number scrolling below, that's how you join it. Inside of it is 2 master classes. One is the ILF masterclass, and the other one is the housing referral agent masterclass. Both of those, anytime in my life other than this year, you had to have my one-on-one coaching. But I wanted to help so many more people this year that I put a 2.5-hour coaching, and the other one I think is 1 hour and 40 minutes. Both of those will change your life, and it's $5 a month, y'all, which is like 16 cents a day. So join the ILF Elite Academy if nothing else. And then a lot of people, once they join that, then they decide what coaching package they want. But I want everybody, unless you're under my one-on-one coaching, because my one-on-one people get the $5 group for free. But everybody else should be in that $5 group because we give special stuff in there, like them 2 master classes. Prime example, less than probably 3 weeks ago, I dropped a kind of insurance that would give your tenants $490 towards your rent, which doesn't come from their pocket, which gives them a lot of more money. So it's like a selling point. So when my people move in, I say, hey, what kind of insurance you got? And if they don't name the one that I'm thinking of, I'm going to offer it because that's going to give him an extra $490 in his pocket. Right. Which also helps me as the landlord. So it helps both people. So I drop a lot of that. I dropped the that mobile home spiel. What do we say to the mobile home people? What is that language like? Guys, all of that is in there. Right? Like, what are we saying to the landlord? Guys, for years, if you didn't pay me $7,000, you couldn't get that language. Now for $5, you guys can get that. Correct. So if God has called you to get into this, if you don't at least get our $5 group, you ain't serious, right? Remember what I said earlier, procrastination is an arrogant assumption that God will give you more time for something he's already told you to do. We also got a live event coming up March the 28th. Visit ilfconsulting.org for the information and to sign up, or text the word LEARN, LEARN, to the phone number, not in the chat. Text LEARN to 407-326-0086. And again, guys, the $5 group, this event coming up, that's going to be a starting point for a lot of y'all because of the price point is so stupid low. Yeah. And I did it on purpose like that. You will decide later whether you want the group coaching, the one-on-one coaching, or the DIY. But if you don't start with the $5 group and come to Orlando, like, what are you doing? Like, we going to give you the game. And my goal is, like always, you won't leave without a question unanswered in your head. Back on you, Miss Shay.
Yeah, that's it. You said it. I don't got nothing. I don't have nothing.
So someone says, and I just answered that. What is the language used to approach the landlords? Yeah. Miss Shirley, that's a good example of what I just said, really, because years ago, or just last year in December, you'd have had to pay me $7,500 just to get that language. And what people now, that language is in my $5 group in that masterclass. And you've got to be willing to understand the rebuttals. Yeah. How to rebut. You've got to, and that's why I tell people that comes with the coaching. Yeah, I tell people all the time, it's easy for me to give you a script, but how do you respond when a rebuttal arrives? Exactly. Because right, I think that's the difference. Yeah, and that's the part that makes it difficult to just sit here in this setting and say, "Oh, this is what you say." Yeah, because you're gonna go and say it, and I guarantee you, there's gonna be questions that the homeowner asks
that you're going to be looking like, I just gave you my spiel. Like what more, what else do you want from me? But it's all about the rebuttals and knowing how to respond under pressure in face to face, or even by phone. But like I said, for the most part, we like for you to give the spiel when you're in front of that homeowner. So we talk a lot more about that. Wow. Any other questions, guys?
Here's one right here. What happens when a resident comes home high or drunk, which could happen?
It can happen.
You
Yeah.
got to have a system in place, right? Like, what is your protocol? How high is your tolerance? So that
How
can
high
be
is your
different
tolerance?
for, right?
No pun intended.
That could be a different answer for everybody that answers this.
Yeah.
And an example is I have a pretty high tolerance because watch this. My program is called Second Chance.
Yeah.
So I already got the mentality that these guys can possibly mess up, or the women. Here is my rule though. Johnny comes home high or drunk. Will he accept my scolding, my kind of getting on to him? Will he accept the treatment that I'm also going to offer him at a drug rehab? If he says no, then say, Derek, this is what I do, bro. I drink beer and I smoke cocaine. He can't live in my place, y'all. Right? But if he's willing to go through my process of getting some help,
Right.
and accepting that he did is wrong, I can help him. But the guy that said, Derek, this is what I do, bro, he can't live in my place, y'all.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go through my protocol, right? And also, here's another thing with me. I got some stuff that's called also no tolerance, even on this level. If this guy come back drunk or high and destroy property, he leaving the same day. Make sense?
Yeah, we have to.
But this guy come in like that, but he go to his room and lay down, and nobody knows he's kind of like that because he know how to handle himself. I can work with him and then get him some help.
Correct.
But if he refused that help, that's when he can't live in my place.
And see,
make sense?
So this is, I'm going to go back real quick because this is something that I tell people all the time. This is why this housing model is not hands off. You've got to be hands on because these are the things that you're going to have to engage in. These are the conversations. These are the come to Jesus meetings you're going to have with your residents at some point or the other. Right now, we're grateful. Thank God we've got great residents. Knock on wood, right? Everything is copacetic. But when you like the assessment, when you're doing your assessment, these are questions you want to know. When is the last time you used? Right? Not do you use? When was the last time you've used? That's a jam. So write that, stick it in your back pocket, put it in your notes, because ultimately you're not giving them the opportunity to say I don't use. You're giving them the opportunity to tell you the last time they used. So again, if verbiage, language, the way you ask questions, the way you interact, like it is all so imperative. And a lot of people don't see the significance in it until they're fully engulfed in this in this niche. And then they say, oh, that's what they meant. That's what y'all meant by language. Yes. So just know that you are not going to be hands off in this space. And it's necessary for you to kind of be available.
Yep. So also, man, just and I see questions still coming in.
Yeah,
so
I want to
give
answer this
disclaimer again. If you're super new to us, make sure that you watch our original webinar. It's free. It's going to answer probably 95% of every question that you have. So I want you to text more info. That's MOREINFO to that phone number 407-326-0086. That'll give you a better understanding of what this is too, and it'll answer 95% of your questions. Shay, go back in the chat and let's knock them out.
All right, Miss Tolliver. She says, Zelinda says, do most residents stay long-term or is it constant turnover? I'll be honest. I haven't had, my average is a year plus.
Yeah.
That's my new average. About a year and a half.
And the way my thing goes is that most of my houses have 3 to 4 consistent people.
Yep.
That's what I mean by people that ain't leaving me. They ain't going nowhere because there is no choice B.
4.
They don't have family, no girlfriend, no mama, no daddy. I'm all they have. The other beds are people that kind of come in and go 8 months, 9 months, a year and a half,
3 months. Like
right?
it just depends.
Some guy gonna say, Derek, I'm gonna come here until I get my girlfriend back, bro. I'll be here 8 weeks, no problem. So just to answer your question, it varies.
Yeah.
But like Shay said, she's seeing a year and longer.
Yeah, I'm seeing like right now, I've got 2 empty rooms. Potential private suite being moved into on Monday. But then that leaves me with a room that I can either do private or shared, right? But that was 2 privates not too long ago. And again, they were there. One was there for I think 8 months, and the other one was there for a year and a half. And that was, I mean, that's everybody else is concrete. Everybody else has been with me for Miss A has been with me for 5 years. Miss A has been with me for 5 years. The other
Never
2,
leaving. Like, not being funny, but she'll pass away in our place.
Don't say
not
it like that.
In it,
Jeez,
but with us, there is no other family.
Yeah, there's.
Do you guys understand that you are the all be all to a lot of people you're gonna serve?
Yeah,
that's why God honors this business so much, because some people don't have nobody but you. So your blessing is on the other side of you serving these people. Does that make sense?
Correct.
Put a thumbs up or type yes in the chat if that makes sense. You and that's why I tell you guys, like, y'all should be praying already for the people that you're going to serve, because most of them already praying for you. They say, God, can you please give me a good landlord? I want a good, nice, clean place to live. That's their prayer to you. You just ain't got started yet. So for you to start getting blessed, you got to get started. Somebody's praying for you right now to get started. My brother Otis used to always say that. And I'm going to repeat that, Katara. Somebody is praying for you to get started because they need a clean place to live.
Yep.
Back on you, Shay.
Next question. Aside from providing housing, do you collaborate with other agencies to provide services like drug and alcohol treatment?
That event I went to, guys, that's what that's all about.
You connect with other
guy was there, said, hey, I provide drug counseling, and I'll give you these boxes of this Narcan, just in case if you have a heroin overdose in here, or just so that I can educate your people. He's connected to counselors. So I love that question. Yes, because guess what? I'm not a drug counselor.
Yeah.
So we partner with those people who we meet at these events so that they can come and render the service for free. He ain't even charging us for it. So yes, Shay.
The other thing too is prime example, some of the organizations that you would partner with, mental health hospitals, they also freelance. Some of the case managers, social workers, they've got their own thing outside of what they do. They may also have organizations, nonprofits that they sit under, and they'll bring services to you. So prime example, the case manager that I was dealing with on Friday, hence why I couldn't go to that meeting with Derek, was because I was dealing with that. But she's also doing something outside of the organization that she works
for. That's the first meeting Shay missed with me, y'all, in probably over 3 years. Yeah. I felt a little like a fish out of, I know I'm off topic, but I felt a little weird.
I'm sorry.
Shay is always with me, but I've been nursing her back to health. Not that she's sick or nothing, but she wasn't there. Everybody said, where's Shay? Where's Shay? People asked about you.
Really?
Like, yes. Then Jamie asked about you. Everyone's like, where's Shay? I was like, yeah, she's not here today.
You should just told me I was
dealing a little down in terms of that cough and just trying to get back.
Yeah. So that's what happens. You end up having a lot of different relationships that you nurture. You end up connecting with other organizations that provide services that you didn't even realize that they would want to collaborate. Even from a for-profit or a nonprofit standpoint, right? Because the need is so great, organizations don't care if you're a for-profit or nonprofit. Some of them do. But for the most part, most of them do not. And they will render services because they want to help supply, needs, services to the population that you're both servicing together.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yep.
Back on you again, Shay. I think you got one more in the chat
that we missed. That
was a comment. I think you got one more question. And as she finding it, let me just say this. Your job isn't guaranteed, y'all, but the need for housing is. So right before we leave today, I want to give 3 scriptures that are concerning business.
Yeah.
I got a question that came in this week, and I won't say that the person was challenging me, but it was almost like he was asking, how does the word of God apply to business? So I got 3 scriptures that I'll bring up here in just a minute. I want to just make sure that Shay caught all of the questions.
Yeah.
But can somebody screenshot this though? Because I want you to kind of screenshot this and look at this even after we're done today.
I was
Your
so skinny.
job
Jeez.
isn't guaranteed, but the need for affordable housing is. This picture right here, y'all, I'll admit it's an older picture.
Mhm.
This is on the cusp of me snatching, and I love that word, snatching Shay from corporate America.
No, not even yet. Not even
on the
yeah.
cusp of. I said the cusp.
Oh, right.
Almost. God
Yeah.
was blessing me so much, y'all, with this housing.
Oh.
I needed help. And he that findeth a wife findeth a great thing. And she was like, well, babe, what am I going to do? I said, well, you're going to house these women now. And she thought of the idea. She said, well, babe, I don't want an LLC. You already got one. Why not me get a nonprofit?
Right.
And she says, I'll take care of the women. So this was in front of the Pink House, go figure, of our ladies facility, probably right after I think we did that spa day.
That was the same day. Yeah.
And as y'all said, Shay said that she was a lot skinnier then.
I was little.
I don't know.
I
But
was.
How many of you all would agree just by putting a 0 in the chat that your job today isn't guaranteed, but the need for housing in your city is? Put a 0 in the chat if you agree with that. And back on you, Shay.
I was little because that hospital was stressing me thin, boy. Literally. All right. So last question. What happens if a resident destroys the house or something happens inside the residence and someone gets hurt? So that's honestly the great thing about that is the cameras, right? We've got cameras in all the common areas so we can see what happens. For the most part, I spend enough time with my residents to help them navigate through conflict, right? That's what you need to do. Most residents aren't going to be violent unless something really is seriously ensuing that. And that's why you've got to be so careful. You got to be cautious. And this goes back to the assessment. That's a question on your assessment, right? When's the last time you hit somebody? Great question. But ultimately, I've had one incidence, two, not even violent. One was violent, but that was when Derek was running the ladies' house. We had someone had transitioned someone, discharged someone, and she snuck back in the house. She broke into the house a couple of nights later and tried to attack one of the girls. And police came, and that was that. She was already discharged from the program, so it was nothing more that we had to do. She went to jail, of course, for assault. But for the most part, we teach the residents how to advocate for themselves. We teach them how to navigate conflict with conversations. And if they can't have the conversations, they know to call myself or one of my board members in to help intervene and help to smooth over the situation. The goal is you're not just, we're giving them tools to survive in community. Because they're going to have conflict in any way, shape, or form, right? Whether it's a job, whether it's a home, wherever they go, there's an opportunity for conflict to arise. So you equip them with that. That's why I do so much with my ladies. That's why I bring them together on a consistent basis. When I'm there, I want everybody out of the room. Let's hang out in the living room. Let's talk. Let's chill. I'm even thinking about just doing a spaghetti night and just go over there, cook some spaghetti, hang out with them and just hang out. Just so that I can get a pulse on what is going on, especially because I'm getting ready to have new move-ins. So when I do that, I kind of engulf myself in that as well, so that person that's newly moving in sees my face a little bit more than they might like. But because I want them to see that it's not a free-for-all. There are expectations. In the event that anything like this happens, my residents are taught, like if somebody puts their hands on you, we
going to jail.
Right. We're going to go through the appropriate.
I was trying to wait.
I know.
I got to jump in. Somebody asked me, what do we do or what happened? Somebody
they know.
The cool part about this program, I'm not the police officer. I'm not the case manager. I'm not the social worker.
Yeah.
I'm not the doctor. A lot of these things that y'all are asking, there's something in place for it. My insurance is also going to protect me too. Dummy me in the beginning didn't have no insurance and led to a $40,000 lawsuit. So that's why we teach you guys, how should you be covered? We live in a world today where people will lie on you and try to sue you for something
lie like
stupid.
a rug.
And what me and Shay found out about business many years ago, a lawsuit don't have to be true.
It don't.
It can be an absolute lie for $50,000. And if you don't defend yourself, you're going to have to pay it.
Every dime.
So we believe in getting a general liability policy, which we're going to talk about
Yeah.
further at that event. But I tell you now, because I want you to know that ain't no secret. Get a general liability policy. And if you don't know the verbiage that you use, get in that $5 group and watch that masterclass. It'll change your life.
Somebody said weapon ? No, again, like this is where it gets. So this is why I tell people, if you do a poor assessment, this is when you have to worry about all of these factors. If you do good assessments and you are available, like people, what you don't realize is this population of people love community. They love having someone to talk to. They love not being alone, right? They love the fact that they can engulf themselves in one another and really enjoy each other. So if you're not doing good assessments, you're going to have to worry about all of this other stuff. Yes, it's a chance, but the chance is so minimal because of the way you operate your house and the set expectations. Remember, these people don't want to be homeless.
Right.
And they know the minute they screw up, excuse my language, they're going to be removed from this comfortable place. And that's not what they want. You'll be surprised. And I think everybody, we're trained. We're just trained by society to think negative, to want to go to the side of negativity. But you don't realize how much these individuals become a family.
Yeah.
And again, they're not having aggressive fighting. How many fights you've had in your ILF? Let's go there because people apparently want to know.
2.
Yeah.
Maybe 2. And I'm stretching if I say 2 because 1 I can vividly remember. I put the guys
It's
the
2.
same day.
It's 2. I remember
probably
2. Yeah.
And that stuff doesn't happen a lot, guys.
It don't.
Again, if you set your rules and your expectations, this is no different from raising your children.
Yep.
If you don't give your kids expectations, they're going to grow up to be a mess in society. But if you train them the right way, they grow up to be productive adults. This is no different from the people we're housing here.
Yeah.
And some of them are not used to structure, so we give it to them. And if they don't want it, he don't live here. So it's very simple, but I think that was who that was. Was it Trudy? So all things that could possibly happen, but that's what prayer is for and insurance.
Correct.
So I pray over my places and my guys
before we
all
get
the
any
time.
residents. Yep.
And I carry a great insurance policy. So I'll be honest, I ain't worried about nothing that happens because I've been in this so long, y'all. I've seen it all. People passing away.
Yeah.
I've seen drug overdose. I've seen fights. People that died in my place. I can go deep. Guys, you see it all is life.
Correct.
But we all play a part in how it works.
Yeah.
So don't get so caught up only at the what if stuff. What if can happen in every business you start. But the main goal is we're looking for great people that don't mind a shared living environment
and that
hate to be homeless and don't mind paying rent.
Yeah.
That's the whole structure of this.
Like
it's called ILF.
I can't wait for y'all to come do the walkthrough because I think it's going to shed a whole different light on what you see.
Yeah.
The misconception.
She's the kind of person that will walk in your place and say, "Oh my God, Shay, this is what y'all doing."
Guys,
and you'll be thinking weapons. This lady bringing in a weapon, like it'll change your whole mindset.
I love so prime example. Like I said to you guys, if I can go to my ILF, kick my shoes off, lay across the couch, like this is the type of guy. When I say this is what I do, I just did this with your mama. Like we hung out, shoes off, backs on the couch, like just lay, have fun, get comfortable. So that's just what it is.
And somebody said something about being a landlord, and the people brought bed bugs. Dealt with that too.
Dealt with it.
Gosh, we're dealing with everyday people.
Yeah.
So if this kind of stuff bother you, like I got a whole PowerPoint about
who this is
not people
for.
like y'all, but like I'm just saying, like who is this not for?
Yeah.
People that are like really skeptical about stuff, like people that are what people call down Thomases. Guys, now for my new people, this is not on you. But I coach this in 41 states. This is not theory of what we're trying to do. I coach hundreds of people that changes the lives of folks through this housing model. So it works. It's not that it won't work. In any business you start could have its problems.
Yeah.
And guys, I done tried every business you can imagine. This is the one business, y'all, that you can do God's will, help people, and make a bunch of money doing it. But it gonna come sometime with bumps and bruises.
Oh yeah,
I've been on the Channel 8 News, $40,000 lawsuits. Like, ma'am, like my starting of this will scare you. That's the whole reason why I teach it. Y'all don't do that.
It'll do more than scare you.
All of this stuff, guys, like, and trust me, I get it. But again, for the most part, watch my webinar. Join that $5 group, and then you and God and your family have a talk of where do you come in after that? The DIY, the group coaching, the collective, or the one-on-one coaching?
Yeah.
Or will you come to Orlando to see us in person?
Yeah.
So that's what I want everybody to do. And last but not least, and Shake out more to go. Everybody visit forstonconsultants.com and just see where do you fit in it when it comes to coaching.
Yeah.
Everybody got their own learning style. Some of y'all may say, Derek, I ain't gonna buy nothing from you, bro. I'm gonna go live with you 7 days a week because I heard you come live every day. I do. So 7 days a week for free right here on this YouTube channel.
Yep.
So make sure that you subscribe. And as a side note, if you want to see behind the scenes of Shay and I, how we get down and cut up and do all of that outside of this, our other channel is called Married to the Mission. So can 5 of y'all write that in the chat real quick? Married to the Mission. Literally the last 2 videos that just got uploaded, y'all need it because one of them talking about investing and the other one is a complete surprise. Yeah. Some of it show how Shay treat me off camera, y'all. So go to Married to the Mission to follow us and see how we do love, life, and ministry behind the scenes, traveling, food, blogging, all that crazy stuff that we do behind the scenes. You're
going to have Qatar saying, bro, blink if you okay.
Go to Married to the Mission and subscribe there as well.
Qatar, Shay, blink if you're not okay.
Marielle, can you bring up those 3? Bring up one of those scriptures. I want to probably close like this, and I'm going to give it back to Shay too.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all go to Married to the Mission.
Oh, Mar, remind me too. Text me this. Do I need to cut the rest of the Bermuda footage for you, or did I send you everything? Let me know.
Because she did that one where you surprised everybody.
It's 3. Remember when we were doing everything? Let me know, Mar. Text me.
So here is that scripture. And guys, here's my disclaimer. I'm no pastor, no priest, or no bishop, but I'm crazy about God. I love people and I love real estate, and we just mix it all together. Somebody kind of sort of challenged me and said, well, Derek, how does that business fit in with God's plan? I got 3 scriptures to kind of back it. Right here says, commit your work to the Lord and your plans will be established. Yeah. Now, y'all know I want to give y'all the Derek version of that, right? And I won't use the word raunchy. What this means is that when y'all hear me say, this ain't my program, this is God's program. Mm-hmm. Yes, I named it. Yes, the idea came in my brain, but I'm smart enough to know that if I commit this and say, hey, God, I dedicate my program to you right now before I get my first set of keys. That's what some of y'all should say today. God, I've been listening to this coaching from Derek and his wife, and God, I don't have a house yet, but God, I learned that if I dedicate it to you before I get it, you gonna bag it. So God, this is your program. This is your idea. This is the thing you have for my life. And God, I dedicate it to you. Guys, that means God gonna bag your plan, your ideas. He will establish it. Mm-hmm. That's Proverbs 16:3. Put a 0 in the chat if you agree with that. If you don't, just follow me. Mar, put that next one up because I ain't gonna spend a bunch of time. I'm gonna go back to back. Put up that next one, Mar. This is probably one of my favorite. Deuteronomy 8:18. Remember, the guy asked me, Derek, how does business and the God thing go together, bro? You shall remember the Lord your God, for it is He. I wish they would have put a capital He, who gives you the power to get wealth. Yeah. And what is that power? The ideas, the structure, the systems, the coaching. Does that make sense?
The unction of the Holy
Spirit. It says, remember, Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the power to get wealth. He didn't say rich. I want to be wealthy, y'all.
And that's not just financial.
Come on, Shay. That means also God ain't afraid of me making some money. Some of y'all struggle when it comes to the point of, well, do God really want? Yes. That's why I say I want to make a bunch of money to build the kingdom and to be able to feed my family. Bible says that the man don't work, he don't eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to read that one more time. Deuteronomy 8:18. You shall remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the power, the mind of Christ, the physical strength, the ideas to get wealth. Boy, this is good, whether you agree or not. Give me one more, Mar. Proverbs 21:5. The plans of the diligent
leads surely to abundance, but everyone who is hasty comes only to poverty.
Whoa, say it again.
Oh Lord, I gotta go to my notes on this one because I think I wrote notes on.
Come
this
back again,
You know
sir.
how you go to church sometime? Now, I don't go to church like this today, but when they have somebody else read the scripture, Shay, can you read that scripture? Proverbs 21:5.
The plans of the diligent
Uh-huh.
lead surely to abundance,
Uh-huh.
but everyone who is hasty
Uh-huh.
comes only to poverty.
Ooh, that is good right there. Can I explain what diligent means? Jermaine Mills gonna feel this because he just got his second set of keys to his second ILF. That doesn't happen if Jermaine isn't diligent. Katara, if I'm off on any of this, you tell me, sis, but if I'm on it, let me know now. The diligent means strategic, consistent. Shayna said that word 15 times today. Patient. Some of y'all want to blow up overnight. Focused and willing to build brick by brick. How many of y'all are willing to build brick by brick? Because that means you're diligent.
Somebody been in their study closet.
Watch this. See, I had this, y'all. Watch this, what hasty means, because sometimes the Bible use big words. Then what does hasty mean? Jumping at every opportunity that seemed good, chasing trends, emotional decisions, quitting too soon.
Come
Get
on,
the house before you build the relationships.
Derek, you
Wanting fast money without the foundation. Shay, read it again. Proverbs 21:5. Read it.
Ooh, the plans of the diligent
Uh-huh.
lead surely to
Stop
abundance.
right there. The plans. How many of you have planned of this? Remember, that's where it starts at. It's got to start with the idea. Read it, Sister Shay.
Stop.
Start from the beginning. 21:5. Proverbs.
The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance.
Diligent. I just told you what diligent means. Strategic. Keep reading.
But everyone
Everyone. Who
who
Shay?
is hasty,
Who Shay?
who is hasty,
How many people?
everyone.
3 people, Shay?
No,
What, 5 people, Shay?
no,
How many?
everyone
Lord have mercy.
who is hasty comes only to poverty.
Tia Johnson. I don't think they listening, Tia.
Tia,
So to the guy that I'll use the word challenge me and say, Derek, how does business and the Bible go together? Big shout out to my guy Will Galloway and Tim Harvey that has a study group called Business in the Book. Proverbs 21:5, the plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance. That means you keep your hands busy. You keep plowing at it. Jermaine Mills going to be living in abundance. But everyone who is hasty, that just moves without thinking, trying to get started with no plan, trying to do this on your own with no coaching, won't join us 7 days a week, won't invest in yourself even $5 in the group, but criticize other people and then got 1,000 questions about how they got started.
yeah.
That's called hasty. Now I'm done there. And I'm no preacher, I'm no pastor, or I'm no priest. But if you bring something to me and say, well, Derek, can you give me an example? I'm going to find it. Because it's all throughout the word of God. Boy, that's some good stuff, Shay, whether they agree or not. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Derek Forston. I hope I have become your big brother today. If I haven't, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go to Facebook and just follow me at Derek Forston. Become my friend. I want to see 35 friend requests today. Friend request me at Derek Forston. Then I want you to pray and talk to God about what you're supposed to do with our packages. Should you only come 7 days a week for free and get the free stuff? Should you get the $5 group by texting the word 5 to the phone number scrolling below?
Right.
Should you get the DIY? We said, Derek, I could do it on my own, bro. Just give me all that stuff. Should you get our collective group coaching and learn together every 14 days I'm in your face? They love that group, y'all. Every 14 days I'm in your face. Or will you upgrade like Mignon and Andrea and say, this group coaching good, Derek, but I want this one-on-one thing now because I won't be able to call you, bro. I want you when I want you, Derek, and not every 14 days. Collective loved it, but say, boy, that one-on-one got to be something else if the group coaching like this.
So guess what? We owe them a gift because they were the first purchasers of the tickets.
Of what?
Tickets.
So they're
for the
also
event.
coming to Orlando. See what I mean? People like that invest in themselves, they're going to be good at this because they're going to have all the information and the backing from us to get started.
We got you.
God is crazy about us. I'm the best in the business and they're going to do the work. That's the secret, y'all. We keep God first. We put our hands to the plow and we make no excuses.
Yes, sir.
Can 10 of y'all put no excuses?
No excuse.
Because know what I know about life? People gonna die. People gonna pass away. People gonna get sick. People gonna leave you. People gonna betray you.
Yeah.
The city gonna come after you. And your friends gonna call you a loser because they don't like your idea. What will you do though?
Wow.
Will you do what's in your heart, or will you fall to all of the naysayers and the outside noise? Lord have mercy. My name is Derek Forston.
Wow.
This entire message. I hope I'm your big brother today. I told you to follow us. Follow Shay at the Angela Denise Foundation.
Yes.
Look at what she's doing as a nonprofit. And make sure you join us March the 28th. For only $197,
Yeah.
I'm going to bring you to Orlando to spill the beans. And for $297 of the $100 more, you walk through my ILF and we do more teaching there.
Yep.
Guys, that's a no-brainer. That's why I know for a fact this should sell out in less than 7 days, probably.
Yeah.
If it don't, so be it. But I'm taking 30 people, 30 in the room and 10 at the walkthrough.
Yep.
The 10 people, you must purchase a VIP ticket. If you're a couple, get 2. Other than that, I love y'all like a fat kid loves cake. Shay, bless the people any way you want to, and we out of here.
Listen, it has been a pleasure. I'm so glad to be back in the blue chair. I missed y'all, but I'm back and we are ready to take this to a whole nother level. 2026 ain't seen nothing yet. And I am just, again, super excited about every one of y'all getting out there and doing something that you love, something that God has called you to do. Don't be discouraged, be encouraged, and stay encouraged, as Mom Forston would say, because there's always going to be someone out there that has something to say, that has no idea, or will never step outside of the norm and their comfortability to at least try something and do it afraid. So that's what I got to say. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all on Monday.
Don't wait to be great, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Because remember, I'm live 7 days a week at 7 p.m. Y'all be great, and we'll see y'all next time.
If this is your first time ever joining us, first of all, I want to say thank you. Second of all, I hope you're enjoying the content. But probably most importantly, I want you guys to text more info to the phone number 407-326-0086. That's going to give you our introductory webinar that breaks all of this down. And it also gives you a call with someone on our team to answer every question you have before moving forward. Because remember, I don't want you to buy nothing before you have a clear understanding of what this is and how to operate it. So one more time, text only these 2 words, more info, to 407-326-0086, and you will get an immediate download. You click that, you put your name, email address, and phone number, instant download. After watching that webinar, which is about 55 minutes long, first of all, it's going to change your life. Second of all, make sure you book that call, and then you join us 7 days a week on our YouTube channel right here at Forston Consultants, and we'll see you on the other side of success. Let's go.
Most people don't fail because they're broke. They fail because they're not in the right room. The ILF Academy is not another Facebook group. It's the cheapest and most affordable access point to learning the independent living facility model. In fact, my masterclass that I taught, it was over 3 hours and 58 minutes. I put that inside of this $5 group. And if you know anything about me, guys, only my one-on-one people get that kind of coaching. But I'm giving it to you all because I want no excuses this year that you didn't know how to get started. So the ILF Academy Elite is only $5, and I'm going to put the link below. We'll see you there.
The first step to getting started with your own independent living facility is texting the phrase more info to 407-326-0086. One more time, if you text the phrase more info to that phone number, we're going to give you an immediate text message. You fill out your name, email address, and phone number, and we're going to send it to you instantly to watch it with you and your family or you and your team. And then if you have questions, we want you to join us 7 days a week on our YouTube channel so that we can learn and grow together. But if you think that you want to move forward with one of our coaching products, we'll also speak to you by phone just to make sure that you understand fully what you're getting yourself into. And again, it starts with our webinar. So text more info to the phone number 407-326-0086, and we'll see you on the other side of success.
Hey, Derek, I just want to ask, what's the biggest benefit of independent living facility?
Well, in my opinion, the best form of real estate is shared housing. That's why we invented the independent living facility model, because we view it like this. Why get one house and rent to one income, right? A family, usually mom, dad, 3 kids. What the ILF model does, it allows you to take that same 4-bed, 2-bath home and take 8 people from homeless to hopeful. That's the benefit of shared housing.
So, what's the secret to being so successful in the ILF housing model?
The biggest secret literally that we have, and it's kind of no secret because we always say it, we keep God first, right? We love people and we love real estate. So we live by this thing that says that we want to please God, right? Because we believe that if you do that, man, everything else can just fall in place. We believe in helping people. And that's something that's actually in the Bible. God says that when you do unto the least of thee, it's like you're doing it unto him. We also believe in being respected by our community while we're doing it. When I first started this, guys, nobody knew me. Today, we're really well known, but not because of how great I am. It's because of the housing program that's changing the lives in the city in which we live in. And then the last part about it, I want you guys to make enough money to feed your family. So one more time, we believe in pleasing God, helping people, being respected by the community, but I also want you to make enough money to feed your family. And you can do that while doing the independent living facility model. So just text more info, just those 2 words, more info, to 407-326-0086. And that's the first starting point.
David, I know you're not there yet, but remember I told you to act in faith, and while you're doing all the homework that I told you about earlier, always be looking for a property, whether that's on Zillow, realtor.com, Facebook Marketplace, or word of mouth using your social media. Always be looking for a property, because you just never know when God's going to say, go, it's your time. Yeah, I remember that, but and you won't believe it, but I actually found a property, and it's in one of them HOAs. And see, David, I can tell already you haven't been listening, because that's one of my major rules, is that we never start an independent living facility in an HOA or a community association. Because always in the fine print, it's going to say something about you can't run a business inside of here and you can't not sublet, which is the entire model of what we do. Does that make sense? Dennis, would you happen to have a list of things that, you did wrong in the beginning when you first started your independent living facility? What kind of mistakes that you made?
David, that's actually a great question, right? Even coming from you. I wrote a book that's entitled How to Avoid the ILF Fiasco. And in fact, David, it's the 12 dumbest mistakes that are ever made. And because I didn't want other people to make them, I put it in a book. So go to forstonconsultants.com. That's again, forstonconsultants.com, and check it out. That's where you can find all of our ebooks, all of our coaching, and more information about live events.
Well, I'm going to just have to do that then, because that sounds like a good starting point to me. Hey, Dennis, I was watching one of your replays on your YouTube channel, over there at Forston Consultants, and you said something about paying us as an affiliate if we refer somebody to y'all and they get the coaching, you will pay me. What does that mean?
David, do you listen or understand anything we talk about? And yes, that's true. We'll literally pay you for using your affiliate link, that if you drive somebody to us for the coaching and they get it, we pay you 40%. We started that last year. Not sure how long Derek could continue to do that, but David, get in now. Text the word affiliate to 407-326-0086. Fill out the information and you're in. It's that easy.
Wow, man. That's a heck of a deal, because basically you telling me if I refer somebody to you for your one-on-one coaching, you're going to give me 40% of that. So Dennis, in your professional opinion, since you trademarked the ILF, which is the best population, or probably which is the easiest population to serve when I want to get started with my ILF?
Well, if you're asking me my personal opinion, I love the elderly adults and military veterans. They're super independent. They don't usually need much from you. And again, they're just easier. People that are more settled in life, meaning age-wise, they just typically are a little bit easier than your younger crew. So, but I always tell people also, right, choose your population by what your community is dictating. Where I live at in Orlando, Florida, it screams for military veterans and elderly adults, which just so happens to be my favorite.